Yes, this next video is something I actually heard off of someone else's video. And I went back, did the research, and I was feeling some kind of way about it. And I wanted to address it. So it is concerning the actor David Cho, who is in the new Netflix series called Beef. He is one of the, or if not the lead actor in that show. Um, and I'm not gonna get into the show at all or anything like that because, go watch it. I did already. But anyway, so apparently you can find it here on Google where David Cho admitted to raping a woman, a black woman who was his masseuse. Um, Seemed to be kind of proud of it or whatever, and not like taking it back or reneging on it or just anything. And, you know, I don't know what the calls are. Like, I don't know if they're calling for him to be canceled or just whatever. I don't know. We'll see, I guess, as time goes on and to see if this story even takes legs. Um, and I say that because unfortunately, things that affect other women and that would get like major outcries from different groups and cultures and everything that would happen to their women. Um, Black American women don't get the same. We don't get the same outrage. Now, I'll have to say it is Black American women. Uh, and that's because I'm here. That's because I know that's who I am, and that's the culture that I primarily follow. Now I know violence among women, especially Black women in other cultures as well, is very high. You know, and they don't have the rights, and they don't always have the help and resources that we even have, even though our voices still really don't get heard. So, I mean, you kind of got to imagine how it must be for other women in other places when you're dealing with things like I'm going to say grape because I'm not sure. I actually said I was going to try to look up the words that I could actually say here on YouTube, um, and I probably need to go ahead and do that. But it's bad. It's bad all over. Period for all women. Even worse for women who have absolutely no voice. But bringing it back here to America and being a Black woman here in America, we know that the word has gotten out by now to most that Black men don't protect Black women, that Black men don't want to protect Black women, that Black men don't feel Black women are deserving of protection for a variety of reasons. Um, or shall I say a myriad of reasons. That's the correct word. But you know, we have gotten to a whole other level where people say and admit to and seem to be proud of some very egregious things done to women, period, but especially to Black women. Like they're literally men on the internet, numerous of them here just on YouTube alone, literally talking about raping Black women specifically and wanting to. We just had a video go viral not too long ago about actually ending the life of all black women because they didn't like the way they were. And so it's very outspoken right now. And so for this Chinese man, I believe he's Chinese, he's of Asian descent, either way, to get on social media, an article, whatever it was, that he made this bold statement that he raped a black woman, and obviously not feel any repercussions were going to come from that. Just the fact that he raped a woman, period, but then to specify and go into specifics that it was a black woman, um, is bold as hell, and it shows the level of just how unprotected the black woman is, and just how people don't see any consequences to doing horrible things to black women. They feel like they can do it, get away with it, and not have any kind of any repercussions, any kind of backlash, any kind of anything. And in so many instances, especially on social media, sadly, they're correct. And I hate to even say that because it makes me, as a black woman, even feel more vulnerable. Like it really does. But it is the situation. And people may not like me making this comparison, but it is the effect of black men not protecting. It is the effect of black men openly, broadly, and boldly on multiple social media platforms saying black women don't deserve protection and that we are not going to protect black women. And so, yeah, what do you think is going to happen? Like it leaves us open, leaves us vulnerable, not only to those black men, but to other men and other races and cultures who have that type of a mindset to feel like, oh, well, hell, they free and open. We go do whatever we want to them, and then go and broadly or boldly, talk about it without shame. And I personally blame the black men who say those type things. I personally blame, in a lot of ways, a lot of black men as a whole, because there is no fear that black men have presented out there to the world of what's going to happen if you bother our women or our children. It's just not. They victimize us on a regular basis and don't have a problem really with any other man doing it, especially if they can get some type of profit or benefit off of it. I wasn't gonna really talk about this particular. I was gonna talk about this video that I just saw, and I want to reference it in this video. Um, because I was kind of gonna talk about it about something else, but it's relevant right now. So once again, this was a clip. This was a black man, and if I'm not mistaken, he was in I think it was in Chicago, where he is on like a subway. Looks like a subway. I don't know if Chicago yeah, they do. So they Chicago does have like a subway type thing, because years ago I actually visited Chicago, and that person lived very near one of those rail things, was like way high up in the sky or whatever. So yeah, I actually got to see it for myself. But anyway, this man, and about, I think in the camera I can only see about maybe two black girls or whatever. One may have been an adult, I'm not sure. I think the camera wasn't really on everybody that he was talking to, but it seemed to be maybe two to three young black girls that he was talking to, and he was already in the middle of this loud, boisterous confrontation with them, cussing them out, calling them every name under the book, calling them, little young hoes, calling them D suckers and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, he even threw out the R. Kelly reference that, they were the type of, basically little fast ass girls that got R. Kelly in trouble, even though he did what he did. But anyway, um, and yeah, it was just really demeaning. It was very scary. It was very, and I could tell one of the little girls who was like sitting there on the end, you could see her in the camera. She was looking very scared. And one of them, though, her little friend or one of them, like started like trying to talk noise to the dude. And the dude like went over, like got closer and got in their face, and you could hear them on video telling her like, just shut up, please hush, just like, dude, stop talking to this dude, like you don't know what he could do to us, what he has in mind for it, like just hush, just like stop making stuff worse, because at the end of the day, like, come on, you can't do anything to this dude, you know what I'm saying, unless you got something on you, you know. But at the end of the day, it was obvious that they were scared, and this man was talking about graping, and he has raped many black women, and he will grape them, and he will off them, and boldly, proudly, everything, talking about, oh, don't nobody care about the white people coming up on this, the white man been graping you forever, and he been getting away with it, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, I mean, the mindset and the mentality of what he was saying was just completely, it was crazy. And like, I'm sitting at home listening to this video, and it is scary to me. Like, I'm literally sitting here like, damn, I would not have wanted to be in that exchange, and I could feel why those other girls were trying to tell this other girl, like, would you please shut up and just stop even saying anything good, like just ignore him. And finally they got up and they got off the train or whatever, and hopefully, um, I don't believe he followed them or anything like that. And I didn't see the whole exchange. It came in on, um, somewhere in the middle of what was going on. Like, I don't know how long it had been going on or anything like that. But, you know, once again, this man was not ashamed to say he was a rapist, to say that he would literally off them girls. Like, it was crazy. And I mean, there used to be a fear, but there is no more fear, especially where it comes to black women. And I say that because I feel like black men, some of them, a large majority of them, have left it open for that. Like, I really do. It's okay to victimize, hurt, and do whatever to our women and our children. Like, it's okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it goes from so far back, from so far back. It goes from the plantation, and there's a lot of people who feel like black men actually literally sold black women or gave black women over to white men, just freely, and maybe for money, prestige, status, whatever. But when you look at that, and you look at today with all of the prostitution, with all of the molestation and victimization of the 70s and 60s and all these kinds of things, and how black women were basically used as a commodity and a come up for the black men who were um, in those type of lifestyles, and were proud of it, proud of the pimp culture and everything. Yeah, there was no shame in that. I mean, it's a history of how black men have freely victimized black women without no shame, and now um, are to the point that I heard a black man literally say that black women were for breeding purposes, like they're not to be taken serious, they're not to be married, and things like this, and they are and have been primarily for breeding purposes. That's what the white man use them for. So why y'all mad? So complete dehumanization of your women, um, yeah, it's going to leave us open and vulnerable to other races and cultures of men. I mean, that's what it does. So, at the end of the day, no, I'm not shocked that this man, a whole celebrity at this point, or at least he's well known. I don't know if he does any kind of movies in China, wherever he's from. I don't know, but none of those people looked like it was their first time acting. They actually did a pretty good job in that show Beef. So, and I don't know his acting career, but at the end of the day, he's big enough for people to know who he is, uh, and to not be afraid to get up and make such a bold statement as to say that you've raped someone. Like, that's insane to me, you know? But like I say, when it comes to Black women and children and just the whole community, it is there and free and able for people to victimize with no repercussions or whatever. And yeah, I leave that at the lap of Black men. I really do. Because even the ones who say, we don't condone that, I don't deal with dudes like that, and that's not what I think, that's not how I feel and believe. I mean, they're so silent. And I know that the more degenerate ones are the ones who are speaking the loudest, and things like this. But I just really feel like not enough good Black men who call themselves good Black men speak up. I really don't. I think they go somewhere in the shadows and they just distance themselves and be like, well, I don't think, feel, or believe like that. Like, I love Black women, but they're not standing up to who they call the Pookies and the Ray Rays. Like, they're not standing up to these degenerate men. And at the end of the day, if you all don't stand up, who's supposed to stand up? The women? I mean, because then we go back to, them saying that we're masculine and that, we don't need protection. We can take care of ourselves. I mean, but if there is no men to do it, and if the Black men in the communities are literally saying we don't want to and we are not going to, matter of fact, we're going to help victimize you, what is the woman supposed to do? Just be victimized and lay there and take it? Like, I don't understand what the outcome is supposed to be. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't understand what the outcome is supposed to be. Who's supposed to protect the Black woman if it's masculine for her to protect herself? If it's getting Black men and other people in trouble when she speaks out? These young women and girls and so forth spoke out against R. Kelly, and I'm not just picking on R. Kelly because it's been more egregious things done by even celebrities in the Black community, and it's okay. But, like, look at what the community did to those girls. Like, they still don't believe them. They still want R. Kelly out. Those girls got straight targets on their back, on their forehead for saying what they said, and a jury actually convicting. Right now we have oh Lord, what is that actor's name? The actor that was in I can't even think of the show. Um, the actor right now Jason, is it Jason something? Um, the actor right now who um is losing his endorsements and everything because um he supposedly beat up his white girlfriend, he's losing endorsements. He is um being completely drug, and not only drug, like they're like literally getting rid of this guy. um and it is many black men, especially, are angry at the white woman because she spoke out or said something or whatever, and they feel like, she's picking on a black man, and society is picking on a successful black man, and blah blah blah. But my thing is, they have to have some type of evidence. I've heard things saying that this guy, this is actually like long time coming for this guy, because he has basically been this way. And the higher you get up the ladder, you have to make adjustments to your behavior. Like, and as you can see, consequences have come down really, really quick and fast, and what would you call it? Swift, for this dude. But now, like I say, this actor David Cho, who is saying what he did, like, I haven't heard anything about that yet. And I gotta wonder, is it because he said he did it to a black woman? Like, I really, I have to wonder. I just really gotta wonder, you know? But anyway, I am so sorry, guys. I cannot think right now of this guy's name. But um I'm gonna pause the video real quick, and I'm gonna find his name and come right back. Yeah, so the guy's name is Jonathan Majors, and I could not. He's one of those actors to me that I knew like his face more than his name until all this stuff started coming out. But yeah, him. Um, and everything I said before that with him. But it's just, it's really sad. It is really, and it's really a big deal that not only does it seem to be okay to talk about raping and abusing, and even offing black women, and it seems to be normalized. It's just kind of one of those things where we see it so prevalent. We see more and more men coming out boldly talking about it. And as a black woman, first of all, it's extremely scary. And as a black woman who has a daughter, cousins, and and I don't have sisters, but women to me who are like sisters, and it's scary. It's just scary overall. And the last thing I want to say about that is, as we know, I was thinking about that yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, um, white women have this privilege and this barrier, if you will, around them already, that not too many people really gonna just go mess with them, because we already know their level in society. We already know they're men. Um, I started thinking about Hispanic women, and Latin American women, stuff like that, and start thinking about them, and I'm like, think too many people are really gonna mess with them either freely, not even really saying too much about them, because of the reputation of Hispanic men. Like, Hispanic men, as far as I would say, are kind of pretty much men who kind of, they kind of stay to themselves, they stay in their lane, don't too much really go outside bothering other people and things like that. But it's one of those close knit communities to where, you ain't gonna just go freely messing with the women, because of what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Hispanic men have a level of fear that, if you mess with, we don't bother you, but if you mess with us, like, we know what to do, we know where to go, we know who to call, like, all of this. Same as white men, with that protection around their white women. um ain't too many people gonna mess with Chinese or Asian women, just because, like, that and even though Asian men may not have that gangster reputation, or that bad guy maybe reputation or whatever, um you still don't want to mess with them or mess with their women or whatever. They have the means or what have you to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? And you just not gonna freely mess with their women. Um, and another thing about that is that, those are one of those cultures, much like Arab men and things like that, who actually they keep their women and their culture very, very close to them. Japanese, like all of these, they keep their women and their culture very, very close to them. So they women just aren't out there like that. Like black men put us out there. Like black men literally parade us. You know what I'm saying? And that is not to say that, culture and even black women themselves have put themselves out there like that as well. I'm not saying that. But we're talking about from the standpoint of men protecting their women. Uh Black men, I think we can agree more than any other culture or what have you of men would be the ones that would actually put their women out there more so as, for sex, good for nothing, just for breeding. I mean, those are that is the way that they talk about their women. Um, and so in this social media world, everybody hears it and knows it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody hears it and knows it. Now, like I say, I'm gonna cut the video off because I really wasn't even trying to go this long, But as we see, there's more and more cultures and men and women who are coming out being a little bit more protective of black women, especially on social media, because they see a lot of what the black men are doing, or a lot of it is cap, a lot of it is just um loudmouth lies that aren't true or whatever. Some of it is true about certain ones of us. But see, that's the problem of boxing all women. You know what I'm saying? Boxing all black women. All of us aren't loud. All of us aren't uneducated. All of us aren't baby mamas. I mean, but black men put that out there as that is all of us. And I think that is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Um, I ain't never been a baby mama. I've always been married. I was married to, both my children's fathers. I was married and, so I don't come from baby mom. I'm not no baby mama. Like I don't have that, you know? Um, but because I'm a black woman, I get thrown in there. You know what I'm saying? If I say that I have children at this point, um, yeah, that's what you hear. That's the assumption. And the assumption comes mostly once again from black men. And it's just crazy. Despite the fact that the true reality is that my children are basically grown, even though I say they're my children, people automatically think, oh, she got some little kids and she a baby mom. No, my kids are grown, doing well, doing fine, you know. Um, and like I say, I was married, and because I'm not anymore, I guess that make me a baby mama by default, I guess, but not really, because like I said, I'm divorced, so I don't, I'm divorced from their dad, you know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this David Cho thing. I know I went kind of long on it, but y'all know who I am, how I am by now, so. Leave me a comment. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit all notifications so that you know when I upload uh, my videos. And let me know. Leave me a comment. What do you think about the gist of what I said? That these people are more and more emboldened to talk about harming black women because black men have left us unprotected, basically, at the end of the day. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, let's see you next time.